Did you know the average person looks at their phone around 144 times a day? If you're guilty of checking your phone more frequently than you should, then you'll love this week's business book review. Digital Minimalism by Newport is one of those books that if you take it to heart and apply it to your life, even if only for a month, it has the potential to make a life-changing impact for the better in your productivity, your health, your happiness, and your ability to connect to people over technology. I am a huge fan of Newport. He is without a doubt one of my top 5 favorite authors of all time. I've already reviewed his book, A World Without Email, in this series, and I'm going to eventually get to reviewing So Good They Can't Ignore You and my all-time favorite book from him, which is Deep Work. If you were to judge Cal by the titles of his books, it would be natural to conclude that he's anti-technology or maybe a Luddite that misses the good old days of business. But he's actually a professor of computer science at Georgetown University. His writings exist at the intersection of technology and work for the purpose of finding depth in a world filled with distractions. I give this book 5 out of 5 head tilts, and so does Macy, because as a result of this book, I think I've become a better dog dad as well. I'm much more present with her when we have our conversations. Yes, we talk all the time. Digital minimalism focuses on how in our tech-obsessed world, where our immediate go-to is to find an app for that, we are neck deep in the law of diminishing returns, and we would be far better off with less tech. How much? I guess that depends upon how deep your screen time addiction is. But in the short time this video has been playing, if you've reduced the screen to check your messages or open up another app while the video is playing on your desktop, my guess is you're overdue for an intervention. Here are a few excerpts from the book that really hit home for me. Our current relationship with the technologies of our hyper-connected world is unsustainable, and it is leading us closer to the quiet desperation that Thoreau observed so many years ago. The attention economy drives companies like Google into a race to the bottom of the brainstem. Minimalists don't mind missing out on small things. What worries them much more is diminishing the large things they already know for sure make a good life good. Simply put, humans are not wired to be constantly wired. You cannot expect an app dreamed up in a dorm room or among the ping pong tables of a Silicon Valley incubator to successfully replace the types of rich interactions to which we've painstakingly adapted over the millennia. Digital minimalism is based upon 3 principles. Number 1, clutter is costly. When we give our time and attention to too many devices, apps, and services, the end effect is an overall negative cost that can swamp the small benefits that each individual item can provide in isolation. Number 2, optimization is important. We need to think carefully about how we use technology, and that starts by deciding how a particular technology supports what we value in life. And number 3, intentionality is satisfying. We can derive significant satisfaction from a commitment to being more intentional about how we engage with new technologies. After I read this book, I decided to go onto a digital detox for an entire month. It was a month without any TV, no text messaging, and no social media. I gave myself permission to use only 3 pieces of computer tech: my Kindle, so I could keep reading, my phone to accept and initiate phone calls, and my iPad for only one purpose, and that was to use an app called Procreate that allowed me to practice my sketches. I had an autoresponder on my emails and my texts explaining to everybody that I was on a digital detox and I would not be checking any messages for that month, but that I would love to have a conversation with them over the phone. Shockingly, at the end of the month, with over 1,000 and some odd emails and over 500 text messages, only 2 people the entire month called me. That was a shock. It made me wonder if all my friends and contacts were so tech dependent that they couldn't bear the thought of actually having an old-fashioned human conversation, or if they just didn't see having a conversation with me as something that was worthwhile and valuable. It was likely a bit of both, but it was an eye-opener for me that if I was going to be creating better human connections with people, I would need to be the one to initiate those connections. I hope in this short video I've sparked your curiosity to get this book. And I realize that you might be thinking that there's no way that you could live without your tech, or that your business would die if you didn't answer your emails. But you know what? My experience was just the opposite. I became more grounded, more centered, and I found myself being more present when I was talking with people. Tech addiction is a real thing. And the more that you feel resistant in taking that detox, the more likely you would benefit from just that. And if you think just the opposite and you think, man, I could quit anytime, every time you put your phone screen facing down to stay focused on something, there are 10,000 engineers inside that phone thinking of ways to get you to pick it back up. All right, if you've enjoyed this video, I'd be honored if you'd like it and subscribe to the channel so that next time I release another book, you're going to be the first person to know. And if you enjoy these reviews, you'll love my business book scorecard. It's a free Q&A that takes just a few minutes, and at the end, you're going to get a custom curated list of the top 10 books for you based upon where you're at in your specific entrepreneurial journey. The reality is, all books can become a 5 out of 5 if you read them at the right time in your business development. Why waste time reading books that don't apply to you? I've already sorted through over 500 business books to share with you the top 10 books that apply directly to you. It's fast, it's free, and the link is inside the description of this video. Until the next review, let's both try a little harder to be a little better. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch that book review. If you liked it, I think you might like this one as well. Check it out.